And they're off. Starting exactly this right time. Perfect. Alright, first thing our players are going to be doing is going to the Klungo cutscene skip to skip the Klungo cutscene. Mumbo and bcaudell both got their Klungo cutscene skips. We're off to a good start already. Mumbo with a little bit of a lead, having slightly better movement into his cutscene than bcaudell. Only maybe a second and a half ahead, so not a whole big lead difference here. But then again, the race isn't decided right in Spiral Mountain, so both players approaching their Klungo 1. We're gonna see what happens here. Mumbo starting off with a blue potion and bcaudell starting off with a red potion. So we're going to see what kind of potion shot Mumbo goes for. I think he's probably going to end up going for a more optimal shot. I don't think he would stand in front of Klungo and wait to do the shot. Mumbo's in it to win. Oh, it looks like he is taking a safer peck here. Ooh, got hit by a Klungo, but manages to make it out. Meanwhile, bcaudell just finishing his fight. So, the two of Mumbo's probably still going to be just a little bit ahead of bcaudell here, going out of Klungo 1, but he doesn't have as far to run to the door. And ooh, bcaudell's getting a really good push. He's getting a really good push. I think bcaudell is going to be ahead by a lot here. Yeah. And he's leaving Klungo 1. Just goes to show the Klungo luck. That was a really, really good push by bcaudell on Klungo 1. Like, those are the kind of pushes that you only wish that you could dream of. Haven't seen any alpha pushes yet this tournament, but nobody's really had the opportunity to get one yet. Both players with really fast treble house jumps as well. Oh my goodness. bcaudell still just a little bit ahead of MumboToken. We're going to see if he can keep his lead, and for how long. The difference in PBs isn't so different. Well, it is a little bit. bcaudell is running with a 4509 PB, meanwhile MumboToken has a 4342, so it's just over a minute and a half almost. But who knows? We'll see what happens. Someone should make a Toots emote. A Toots emote, like when he's like a pile of dust after the castle gets sapped. Alright. Both players running into Bottles' house. I mean, he literally does turn into a pile of dust with eyeballs. Ooh, bcaudell getting the text from Specky. King Jingling, I don't feel so good. Alrighty. Ooh, bcaudell sliding a little bit on his plateau early. I don't think he meant to move like that. And now he did his beak bust a little bit early. And that... Ooh, nope. Ooh, now he's panicking. He's trying to get it. He needs to focus. There we... No, still didn't get it. He's standing a little bit to the right. He's not quite high enough. Meanwhile, MumboToken's on GGM early already. There we go. That worked just fine. MumboToken having some problems with GGM early, though. bcaudell is catching up. Oh, and he finally gets it. Both players getting walled just a little bit. Let's see if bcaudell can handle GGM early. Just a little bit further back, and he makes it in much faster than MumboToken. So he got stuck on plateau early, just a little bit longer, but in the end, MumboToken's still ahead, so we're gonna see him start his run a little sooner. See Mumbo's camera control walking along these platforms. Boulder hop. This should be an 11 on the timer, I think. Meanwhile, bcaudell choosing to go for the jump all the way across to the second note. Ooh, my goodness, MumboToken almost falling off. Luckily, he made it. He made it through the little platform. Ooh, bcaudell almost getting a 10 on his timer, but gets stuck on the wall. And now he's going to be doing his rundown, and he jumps. Certain players like jumping, and I don't know why, but it seems to be the thing players do. He also falls down off the front, but makes it back in through the little hole. Bless. MumboToken getting his fast death warp off of the Yeehaw. Gal commentating. bcaudell with very good camera angle, picking up the Globo and running into the Wigwam. I really like seeing good cameras in this game. Mumbo not quite jumping far enough on the warp pad, so he's going to lose a little bit of time on his warp. Meanwhile, bcaudell just transforming now. See what kind of knockback bcaudell can get. He looks like he's in a good position to get knocked. Ooh, perfect knockback. Both these runners definitely showing us right now that they're in it to win it. And I mean, all things considered, these players did have fairly decent early games aside so far, except for one little thing each. MumboToken getting hung up on GGM early just a little bit. Meanwhile, bcaudell hitting plateau early a couple times extra than he would have liked to. Now MumboToken's on his way to do detonator levitation. Takes a dip in the water, so he's going to be losing a little bit of time there, but not a whole lot. Jumps in the water a little bit too late, having to wait to rise up as he gets to the end, but gets a really fast detonator levitation once he does hit the surface, and on top of that jumps off the jiggy just fine. bcaudell not having to wait quite a little bit of time to rise up, but just making sure that he gets his detonator levitation just right. And both of them are out of there. So MumboToken is just leaving Wumbo's hut. bcaudell just transforming back into BK. The runners are really close at this point, so any missed trick or a bonk could put either one of them behind just a little bit. I don't think a bonk is enough time to quite lose it, but it'll definitely add here. Mumbo losing his audio for just a sec. bcaudell making sure to grab that extra note, that extra nest of blue eggs, just in case he runs out. You never know when you suddenly have an urge to shoot 70 blue eggs. Ooh. bcaudell not quite holding his joystick forward all the way. Doing a peck. MumboToken having a really nice looking generator cavern too. See if bcaudell can match it. bcaudell got a ladder regrab, so see if MumboToken can handle Power Hut Basement. Just barely made it. I don't think he knew that he was going to be making it to the lamp there. Looked like he was ready to beak bust. But MumboToken makes it out of Glitter Gulch. bcaudell just behind him doing Power Hut Basement himself. And he is out of there. Ooh, MumboToken bonks on fire eggs. No, Alpha, neither of them missed anything. MumboToken took a little bit of extra time to get GGM early. Alright, both players with really good shots to the fire switch, too. bcaudell is definitely, he's tailing. He wants to catch up. He's not letting up at all, but it's MumboToken's lead to have right now, and I don't think he wants to give it up. MumboToken has had a history of doing interesting things in the tournament so far. I don't believe he's had a time better than 46 minutes in the tournament yet, so he's probably looking to rectify this today. Alright, let's see how MumboToken can do his puzzle here. Interesting looking split up. It'll be an easy 92 for him. bcaudell just starting his Mayhem Temple puzzle now as well. That one was much better, I think. Yeah. Ooh, shouldn't have gone for that top piece there first, though. I might have gone for the side ones. Either way, 91 out of bcaudell, 92 out of MumboToken. Fairly similar puzzles. So far, so close. But Mayhem Temple is definitely going to be the big equalizer here in terms of... maybe not equalizer, whatever the opposite of that is, because right now they seem to be running around the same pace. but one of them might end up getting shot down a little bit, depending on how the movement is. There's always prison compound luck. You know, we got lots of hard stuff. There's Jade Snake Grove early. There's the little optimizations with the snake and the beak bomb sections. We got pillars. Like, anything can happen. We got another 2 bonks that could happen. Either way. MumboToken going to be showing us the beak bomb strat once again for Jade Snake Grove early. Oh, he misses the flight pad. Takes his beak bomb, 1 flap up, and he should be in with that. Yep, good. Meanwhile, bcaudell doing the slightly slower Jade Snake Grove early. Taking a flap over, 1 flap up, and he should be in with that as well. So both players with pretty quick Jade Snake Grove earlies. bcaudell gaining a little bit of time on Mumbo since he missed the flight pad, but even then, like, they're pretty much equal because bcaudell's Jade Snake Grove early was just a few seconds slower than Mumbo's, and he didn't lose more than a few seconds missing that flight pad, so they were about the same time coming out of that. Mumbo's stopping early just so he doesn't get whacked by the Mogi. One of the worst enemies in the game. Mumbo with a very, very nice landing on the snake. Doesn't have to move when he shoots his grenade. bcaudell now climbing the code chamber tower, code chamber pyramid. And same thing. Mumbo's probably gonna crash land here. Yep. Aiming a little bit too low, but you gotta use more than 1 feather if you end your beak bomb that early. bcaudell probably gonna be... No, probably not. Oh, yeah, he did. I think bcaudell's beak bomb was... It looked like he was aiming low on purpose, but just barely didn't make it. I think it was much closer. Mumbo with really nice camera control going down MT. Jumping sideways and in a straight line like that when you're trying to go down the temple and collect the notes. You definitely have to be thinking about a lot of things. bcaudell's PB is a 45.09. Mumbo done his flies. Pretty nice looking flies as well. He's going to show off some of the new tech here. Jumping to the side. And he makes it into prison compound. bcaudell having some okay flies as well. And he's right behind MumboToken going into... Ooh! bcaudell didn't have his camera zoomed out, so he couldn't see that he was about to run into a skill stop honeycomb. Mumbo getting second try prison compound as bcaudell enters the... Or prison code, I mean, as bcaudell enters prison compound. This could be a time save for bcaudell if he gets first try code, which he did not. So he's going to be Doing his second try code. Gets both get second try code. bcaudell having to wait for Dilberta to run herself over to the hole. He's going to be entering in GGM just as Mumbo leaves. So, still not a very big lead for MumboToken, but I feel like the distance is slowly adding up. But now we have pillars. Both players were practicing pillars right before the run started, so we're going to see if they can show off what they've learned. MumboToken with very clean pillars. Ooh, that looked a little early. Yup, he fell. That last jump was a little bit on the middle side. Oh, we've had lots of PBs during the tourney. Tons of PBs. Alright. MumboToken grabbing the Jiggy. bcaudell on his last pillar jump now. Can he do it? That looked good. Yep. bcaudell caught up quite a bit with that first try pillars compared to MumboToken failing once. Yeah, tons of runners have gotten PBs. Like I think almost all of the lower seeded runners have PB'd during this tournament. I know Connor's PB'd as well. Yeah, I completely agree, Alpha. I mean, it takes a long time to get up the pillars. Like, it's probably only like maybe 10 seconds, but I mean, that's still 10 seconds that you're giving up. Anyway, MumboToken just entering back into Jiggy Wiggy's temple right as bcaudell leaves Mayhem Temple. So the two runners are maybe just that time behind. Only 10 seconds. We're gonna see if the puzzles can be of any help to bcaudell catching up a little bit. Maybe a little bit. MumboToken's putting a lot of the pieces in the wrong spots. Getting an 86 on his GGM puzzle. Ooh, bcaudell putting the wrong piece in the puzzle though. bcaudell's puzzle looked really good, but then at the very end, just spaghetti fell out of his pockets and all over the ground, and he tried to pick it up, but more spaghetti just kept falling out, and he ended up getting an 86 as well. Yeah, bcaudell had a great puzzle, but just a few problems putting it back in. Well, we'll see what happens on the next two puzzles. MumboToken about to start his Witchy World puzzle. Let's break down his puzzle. It's a pretty okay split. Let's see if he can put it in right. Nope, didn't look at that piece. He's going for the side pieces. He definitely knows where he wants his stuff to go. bcaudell having a much better puzzle split, IMO. MumboToken finishes with an 84. bcaudell putting his pieces right where they go. Perfect order. The only problem with his puzzle now is going to be those pieces on the right-hand side that have to go to the far left. And he's going to finish his puzzle with an 83, so... I mean, even though bcaudell got the same time as Mumbo on the GGM puzzle, I feel like he finished almost a second slower because it was a very, very low 84 on his end. bcaudell also finishing his Witchy World puzzle 1 second slower than MumboToken. So, I mean, both players are seeing not the greatest puzzles. But I've definitely seen worse in this tournament so far. Alright. See if Mumbo can get another 84 GGM puzzle like we've seen previously in this tournament. He is going across the puzzle a whole lot, but I mean, he doesn't really have too much of a choice. He's definitely putting the pieces where they're supposed to go, but I don't think he could have got any better than an 81 on that puzzle, to be perfectly honest. bcaudell, on the other hand, having a pretty decent looking split for his GGM puzzle. He'll have to kind of move around the puzzle a whole lot as well, but I mean, he got a lot of pieces right in the middle, so I don't know what happened at the beginning of his puzzle, but bcaudell finishes with a 76. That was definitely something of a puzzle from bcaudell. The second half of his puzzle looked great from what I saw, but the first half, something must have happened there. A very puzzling puzzle indeed. Alright, MumboToken on his way to Pine Grove now. Both players just kind of have clear sailing from here until JRL. There isn't a whole lot that can go wrong, other than resetting too late on the Switch. I mean resetting too early on the Switch. I'm sure neither player wants to have to go back and redo their Witchy World. Ooh, MumboToken missing the first note. Luckily not holding R when he went back. Waiting for the pizza to pass so he doesn't accidentally jump in its path. Now bcaudell gonna be doing the same. Not a whole lot to say during this part of the race. Just both players kind of doing what they do. Witchy World is definitely that part of the run where you're just kind of like hoping that you're ahead of your opponent during the race. Mumbo with a pretty fast shot to the switch. He's going to get it on his first grenade. Tell us a joke. I don't know that many jokes right off the top of my head. Alright, time for the players to start actually paying attention to the game again. I mean, the only thing that you really have to think about going into Plateau is the jump up to the sign here. I mean, MumboToken definitely missed that. He wasn't thinking about it. Forgot to even beak bust on that second try, and he's just grip grabbing the sign now. MumboToken's still running the game on autopilot. Meanwhile, bcaudell running down to the sign himself, and he's just going to go straight and grip grab the sign, so he's going to gain a little bit of time there. bcaudell with the 100 bits donated. He's definitely got a fan club member. Alright, both players didn't have anything really bad happen to them in Mayhem Temple. Mumbo used a few extra feathers, but didn't use some feathers in certain places. Meanwhile, bcaudell did the same thing, so both of them are going to have enough feathers to do their talon torpedoes, so they don't need to pick any extras up. Bcaudell killing the grunny dactyl because he doesn't want to deal with that. Looking at their splits, bcaudell is about 20 seconds behind MumboToken at this point. He's going to be running the blubbers now. Meanwhile, MumboToken is in the water. He is swimming down. There's no clap. There you go. There's clap. bcaudell now in the water. MumboToken making it past the octopus in the signature style that makes my skin crawl. And now the moment of truth. Ooh, Mumbo's might get tagged by one of the eels. Nope, he manages to swim right out of the way. The eel decides to buzz off right at the end there. But when he looked up and saw the eel, he definitely knew that he had to switch directions, otherwise he was going to get zapped. bcaudell now entering his electric eel lair. He's got eels in pretty good positions. I don't think he needs to go directly up like... Oh, he did! Oh my goodness, he's going to make it up though. He's got plenty of health and plenty of time. You can get zapped by the eel once if you have a good swim and still make it to the surface. Provided that you jump in the water and not just run into the water. MumboToken getting meme signed, while meanwhile bcaudell gets bonked on at Talon Torpedo. So we've seen 2 bonks in this run here. I think Mumbo had the first one. Mumbo had the first one at Fire Eggs. bcaudell had the second one at Talon Torpedo. I think it was Fire Eggs. MumboToken with the red potion Klungo 2. A nice easy way to end out his run. It's a little on the slow side, but at the same time, I mean, in a race, having blue-red is definitely the worst combination that you could get. Missed his egg shot as well, shot a little bit too late. So he had to wait for Klungo to come down on him. Meanwhile, bcaudell with the green-red, or the red-green, sorry. I mean, in the end, I wouldn't say no to a green potion in a race anyway, so. bcaudell having to make a blind shot at Klungo, but he makes it out just fine. So looking at their splits, MumboToken is currently 35 seconds ahead of bcaudell. Unless something really, really terrible happens to him in Hag 1, I think he's probably got the race in the bag here. There isn't a whole lot that can go wrong in Hag 1, but then again, we have seen MumboToken have, and not just MumboToken, we've seen a lot of runners have things happen to them in Hag 1. Either having bad cycles, blowing up their clockworks at the wrong time, shooting clockworks at Grunty in the first place, or having, in general, really, really scary fight to the death phases. But anything that misses an entire cycle on Hag 1 is usually the worst thing that can happen, but I mean, really, that only happens on the battery cycles. Unless the players have real big problems aiming at Hag 1 in that case, then they could miss an entire cycle on the mortars, the laser phases, or I guess that's all that there's left. Where's the laser button? Darn it. Someone passed the manual for this thing. Ah, yes, here we go. So, Mumbo's out of his cutscene. MumboToken also currently on pace for a 44 as well. Just barely, though. Ooh. bcaudell landing on the wooden frame. It's a really, really good thing he didn't land slightly to the left of that wooden frame. If he would have slid a little bit more further on that frame, we would have seen a really, really terrible, really terrible thing happen. MumboToken getting ready to start his Hag 1 fight now. Let's see how clean his grenade quick shots are going to be in his run today. Missing his first fire egg, opting to shoot an extra grenade at Grunny. Nice and fast, but a little laggy. Meanwhile, bcaudell doing laps around Hag 1. bcaudell with nice grenade shots. Very fast aim. I'm still surprised bcaudell doesn't do the grenade quick shot. Because with the way he aimed there, it would have been really nice to see. Mumbo jumping onto the drill. Both of them ending their phases almost at the same time, but unfortunately bcaudell is just one phase behind. It's about 30 seconds. One mortar compared to 2 mortars. Both of them looking up at the ceiling, stopping their lag. Oh, and Grunty is synced for both of them. But on different phases, unfortunately. Mumbo saving about 3 seconds to bcaudell on that one for doing the grenade quick shots. We're gonna have to keep a watch on what goes on with MumboToken's run here, because unless he does something major, then I don't think there's any way that bcaudell can catch up. MumboToken with the lagless strats, running around the drill so that way you don't get to see the exhaust port. But now we're going to get to see it for just a second here as the Hag one turns around. Very, very nice quick shot from Mumbo there. Excellent text canceling as well. That one's kind of on the hard side to cancel, in my opinion. Getting smoked by the lasers a little bit. Meanwhile, bcaudell just starting his first battery phase. Shoot. Thought Mumbo's gonna get hit by the lasers there. Mumbo opting to not grab the health. I swear having the health just sitting on the ground causes lag, but that's probably just me being paranoid. Ooh, Mumbo missing a shot. Not shooting a grenade at Grunny. Or a Clockwork. Mumbo's had a really impressive Hag 1 fight so far. Aside from the mistake that he made on the second battery phase, everything's been really, really clean so far. bcaudell has had a really good fight as well. Mumbo down to his 15 health phase. Nothing can go wrong here. Unless he accidentally soft-locks himself, which would be really heartbreaking. Mumbo trying to aim really fast and shoot his eggs, but ends up missing Grunty a whole ton of times. And now he's off on his final shot. Finishing his race with a 44.52. He's finally broken his curse of having terrible race times. And now we gotta see bcaudell finish the fight. He's on his fight to the death phase as well. Cyanide and mustard gas, my favorite. Let's go ahead and get some Hag 1 music going here. As he finishes up his fight. And boom, goes the dynamite. 45-35. He got a gold Hag 1 split. Congratulations to bcaudell on that one, and congratulations to both runners for finishing their race.